Dr. Jeet Dogra, coordinator of International Web Lecture Series, welcoming all the participants who are present on this virtual platform to attend this lecture. It's an honor for me to introduce our international expert, Dr. C Tsai from Slippery Rock University, Pennsylvania, USA, who will deliver the lecture on hospitality and tourism industry after COVID-19. Again, it's an honor for me to introduce our today's chief guest, Ms. Priyanka Shukla, trainee under the prestigious Indian Police Service, or commonly known as in India, IPS. Just an information that till now we have received nearby 1975 registration from national and international participants. As always, we all are feeling blessed that our director IITTM, Professor Alok Sharma, is with us. And now I'm requesting the director, sir, for the welcome speech. Over to you, sir.
Is it okay now?
Yes, now.
Okay. Thanks to Dr. Jeet Dogra, coordinator of this ongoing international web lecture series today. With this lecture, which is sixth in the sequence, we have crossed the halfway mark, and due to the overwhelming response of all the national and international participants, IITTM family collectively are moving towards knowledge dissemination with tourism domain, within tourism domain during this critical COVID-19 time. I welcome Ms. Shukla also on this platform as a chief guest today. And on behalf of IITTM, it's my privilege to formally welcome Dr. C Tsai from Slippery Rock University, Pennsylvania, USA, who will deliver the lecture on hospitality and tourism industry after COVID-19. I also welcome today's chief guest, again, Ms. Priyanka Shukla, training IPS in this important session related to tourism and COVID-19. In Indian tourism scenario, tourism value chain contributes more than 9% to the country's GDP. And as the estimation in accordance with third tourism satellite account in 2017-18 was 5.07% for a $3 trillion economy. It translates into a massive $270 billion. The figure is higher. If we add the demand for fuel, food, and beverage, as well as the indirect impact on manufacturing, auto and aviation services like real estate, construction, and logistics. Moreover, Ministry of Tourism, Government of India states that tourism directly and indirectly employs almost 90 million people. When such massive contribution of tourism in Indian economic system, it is necessary to understand post-COVID-19 scenario so that the young aspirant present here will also educate themselves about the changing trend of employment opportunities in tourism sector. Recently published interview of our Union Minister of Tourism, Shri Prahlad Singh Patel ji, is in Outlook magazine. He highlights that the growing influence of tourism as an economic powerhouse and its potential as a tool for development are irrefutable. Not only does the tourism sector spearhead growth, it improves it improves the quality of people lives with its capacity to create large-scale employment of diverse kind. It supports environmental protection, champions diverse cultural heritage, and strengthens peace in the world. These all the facts shows the importance of tourism sector in India. Therefore, we all should understand the tourism future, specifically post-COVID-19, and for this we are looking forward to hear today's experts, Dr. Frank's projections. Now, over to Dr. Jeet. I'm inviting Dr. Jeet to continue the today's proceedings, and thanks a lot to everyone by supporting us by your consistent participation. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. And thanks for your motivational and inspiring words, and also aware us about the ground realities of present tourism scenario in India. Now, I'm inviting our today's chief guest, Ms. Priyanka Shukla, to share her thoughts regarding the today's topic. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Jeet sir. Very good morning to all my foreign friends, and a very good evening to all those who have joined from India. I am Priyanka Shukla, and I am a 2019 batch IPS officer, currently undergoing training. And I also take this interaction as a part of my training because tourism, as sir pointed out, contributes 9% to the GDP of India and is also one among the largest employers in the country. So I think safety and security are of very paramount importance for ensuring sustainable growth of this sector. So that's why I take this interaction also as a training session for myself, so that there can be takeaways on how police can provide safety and security to the people who visit our country, and how we can make their travel safe and secure. So first of all, I would like to thank Shri Alok Sharma sir, Director IITTM Gwalior, to provide me this opportunity to share my experiences and to share the police perspective on this particular topic. So I think the safety and security considerations of the foreign travelers, they're very paramount because they end up becoming the easy targets uh, at different points of time. So their safety and security can be viewed at three different levels. First is during their travel to the country, then at the place of their stay, wherever they're staying, and then during their travel to the destination, the tourist spots they're visiting. So as sir pointed out to me in our discussion earlier in the day, that he has come out with an innovative idea in which whenever a foreign national lands in the country, so whichever police station jurisdiction he lands in, the police station is notified about it. All the staff members of the police station and the station house officer who's there, they're notified about it, so that they can take various measures to ensure their safe travel and enjoyable travel to the country. So as they're notified about it, they can take various steps in advance. They can give them an authorized list of, say, shopping centers wherever they can go without being cheated, without being becoming victim of any untoward incident. So I was going through the data about how, like, what are the problems that tourists to India basically face. So the first thing is theft. Then the second thing is the also assault on women with an intention to outrage their modesty. Then there are issues of robbery, rape, and cheating. So I think if a proactive kind of mechanism is followed as suggested by sir, these all are very preventable things, especially for a sector that bears so much potential for India, which can help us reap the demographic dividend of the country, as such sir is definitely trying to do. I would really like to appreciate sir's efforts in this direction, the way he's trying to reap the travel and tourism potential in India. And as a representative of Indian Police Service in this very session, I would like to assure all of you that we will take whatever measures are possible. We will leave no stone unturned as far as the safety and security of the foreign travelers is concerned. So that's my word to the guest speakers and to the staff of IITTM. So with that, I would like to hand over to the next speaker and would like to give in my inputs wherever I am given an opportunity during the session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your views. And it's so nice to have that the police what that the country police and the representative over there, because the very important point when we're talking about the foreign tourist arrival is that security. A secure destination is a prospering destination. This is what normally in tourism research we are occasionally and we are frequently repeating this. Thanks again for your views. Now I'm introducing today's international expert, Dr. Frank. Before that, it's an honor for me to introduce him. Dr. Frank is an experienced faculty with a demonstrated history of working in the higher education and hospitality industry. Skilled in international program development, F&B management, college teaching, administration and research. Strong education professional with a MS in hotel and food service management from Florida International University, USA, and PhD in Hospitality Administration from Texas Tech University, USA. After the introduction, I just want to add few words and then I'm not further delaying. I just want to share the recent sayings of two apex bodies personal. First saying is, tourism can be a platform to overcome the pandemic. This is recently said by United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres. And the second one is, the time has come to restart tourism. Given its multiplier effect on the economy, jobs and people, both socially and psychologically. This is added by Zuro Polskevai, the Secretary General, United Nations World Tourism Organization. These sayings shows the vitality of tourism as a sector. By not further delaying, I'm again welcoming our Director IITTM, Chief Guest, International Expert, and all the tourism stakeholders over this virtual platform. Now, over to Dr. Frank, so that he'll start his lecture. Dr. Frank, please, you can start your lecture. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. G. Dorrat and Dr. Alok Sharma, and everyone. I also would like to thank you, my chairperson from Sri Perak University, Dr. James Dembrowski. He is here with us today, and I got tremendous support from everyone from India and my university over here and from industry communities. So I would like to share my screen right over here, then we can go ahead and start it. Just give me a few more seconds. All right, can you all hear me good?
Yes.
All right. Today, my topic will be regarding hospitality and tourism industry after COVID-19. Right now in the US, it is really crazy everywhere in every single state. So many people got infected, and we'll get into that in a few minutes. Today's agenda will cover the current status in the United States about COVID-19. And then we'll learn from the history. There are different events going on before, and also tackle on what is the new normal, which is the new term to me. I believe that would be the new term to everyone. And it has been mentioned multiple times in multiple channels. Also, after that, we're going to get into hospitality and industry to see what might be happening later on after COVID-19. And then we do a summary to adjourn today's lecture. As you can see this picture over here, this is one of our really famous fast food restaurant called Chick-fil-A in the US. You can see all the cars everywhere, they line up for their foods. Why? In the US right now, people, they try to get their food through drive-through. They try to get their food through delivery instead of dining in the restaurants. So this is what you see out there. And also, if people go to those restaurants, they opened. However, they may not be able to see what is the real menu out there. They use their smartphone to scan the barcode or the QR code to get a menu so they can order it from there. That way they can minimize the contact to either the menu or the restaurant's staff. So this is minimize the contact in between, all the interactions between the facility and the servers over there. This is current right in the US. For the tourism side, there are many tourist destinations. You can see this picture over here. This will be similar to some area like New Orleans, Miami. There are fewer tourists right now because of the pandemic. This is happening in Vegas. I got these pictures from my friend, and whoever get into a facility like this in casinos, they will be taking temperatures, see if he or she is safe to get into this area. And also over here, you can see there's a hand sanitizer over here. Everyone can use it to keep themselves safe. In a casino, not every slot machine, not every single game table will be opened. Like this one over here. This game machine has been stopped. However, the one next to it is open. So not every single machine will be open for their guests. Also, in the casino, they offer complimentary face masks and also some hand sanitizers, and they set up a hand wash station over there so they can protect themselves. So this is what's going on in the US. Pretty sad to see this. Airline industry is really slow. There are reasons for it, COVID-19. All right. After we went through what's going on in the US right now, let's see what was happened before. I know in the history, we have so many major events, World War I, World War II, and economy, depression. There are so many of those, but I'm talking about the recent one. The one in 2001, 9/11, it happened in the US. Right after this 9/11 event in the US, the air traveler setting up more restrict travel regulations. Everyone taking an airplane, they need to go through a security. They need to be at airport at least an hour to hour and a half to go through all of the security checks to make sure everyone is safe on board. And also, there are less of business traveler because of the safety. So there's another new business coming up after 9/11, which is virtual meeting. At that time, we had Skype. Right now, we have Zoom. Next, we move into SARS. SARS is the one happened in Asia, especially in China, Hong Kong, and also in Taiwan. It happened in 2002, which is about 17, 18 years ago. After this, we see how people or the government handle this kind of pandemic for public health. It helps people to protect them. There are certain guidelines in Asia especially, and people follow that really strict. You can see this picture over here. In Asia, there are so many people put on masks when they facing this kind of pandemic. And it is happening right now, especially in Asia. So many people put on masks. However, in the US, we require people to put on masks in public areas, especially in the buildings. However, people are not used to it. All right. So while we could not predict this devastation of COVID-19 would wreck our hospitality and tourism industry, the global economy, we can still imagine what might be happened in the future. So let's take a look. What is it? This term over here we call new normal. it is new to me, and the first time I ever saw it, it is from news, CNN, and it tells people we need to accept what's going on. Even we may feel lost or desperate, we are expected to get used to and accepting what is the reality and a new standard. So this COVID-19 will make us sick, will make people to be isolated or quarantined. We need to get used to it. Business need to adjust themselves into a different or so-called new standard. We need to accept it that way. This is what we so-called new normal. And later on in this presentation, we will get into many times talk about new normal. And when we get into that, sorry. When we get into that, I will even mention even a little bit more. In hotel industry, in restaurant industry, this is what you may see later on. Our guests coming in with their masks on. Also, when we serve our guests, our employee may have their masks on as well. Some of them may have their mask guard, which is there's a sheet of plastic. You can see through it and protect our employee, also protect our guests. In Asia, especially in Singapore, these pictures I take it from the news happened in Singapore, and in April, this is somewhere around April 20. In April, Singapore is helping its hotels nationwide to show the proof of new audit and certifications, which means they try to make their guests, they try to make their travelers feel safe, secured when they stay in a hotel, when they dine in at restaurants. All of those business, they went through this special guidelines. They would award certifications, so those guests can see and feel this is a safe environment for them to stay in. And this has happened in Singapore. Now, in hotel or restaurant industry, we use technologies to help us. The reason to use the technology is to minimize the contact. And everyone has I would say most of the people has a smartphone with Wi-Fi or data. They can use their phone to do many, many things. Also, our business, hospitality and tourism business, they integrate this type